All right, so you're prepping for that electronics and automation vocational teacher interview.
Yep.
Well, we're diving deep today
We are.
into some common questions you might get hit with.
Right.
And we'll offer some strategic advice
Yeah.
to help you totally nail it.
Exactly.
Think of this deep dive like your own personalized interview prep session.
Exactly.
We'll break down what those hiring committees are really looking for and how you can showcase all your amazing skills and experience.
For sure. And using tools like RoleCatcher can really give you an edge in this competitive field.
Yeah, for sure.
Their AI is incredible.
It is.
It can analyze job descriptions
Okay.
and actually pinpoint those crucial skills
Wow.
you need to be highlighting both on your CV and during the interview.
It's like having a personal assistant
Yeah.
to go through all that jargon and be like, here's exactly what they're looking for.
It really is.
That Copilot feature is pretty cool, too.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually get specific suggestions
Right.
for answering questions on your application. And you can even practice your responses on video and get AI-powered feedback.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's got to be a game changer.
Especially for anyone who gets nervous during interviews.
Yeah.
Practicing and getting personalized feedback.
Right.
That can be such a confidence booster.
Okay, so before we jump into all the interview questions, let's take a quick look at the career itself.
Sounds good.
Just so we're all on the same page here.
Sure. An electronics and automation vocational teacher.
Okay.
You're essentially a guide for these students.
Okay.
Leading them through the theoretical and the practical sides of this field.
So it's not just lecturing then.
Nope.
You're also getting hands-on with them.
Exactly.
Really showing them how to apply the theories to real-world situations.
Real-world applications are key.
And it sounds like it requires a real blend of skills.
Absolutely.
Like technical expertise, obvious teaching skills, and a passion for sharing knowledge.
Big time.
Where would someone in this role typically work?
Most likely in a vocational school.
Okay.
Maybe a community college or a technical institute.
Gotcha.
Environments that focus on hands-on learning.
Makes sense.
Career-focused education.
What about the job outlook?
Oh, it's excellent.
Really?
The demand for professionals in electronics and automation. Constantly increasing. Automation is everywhere.
Yeah, I can see that.
So naturally, there's a need for instructors.
So not only is it fulfilling, but it's also pretty stable.
Definitely.
With a bright future.
Yeah.
Are you ready to tackle some of those interview questions?
I am. Bring them on.
Okay, the first one you might run into is, what experience do you have in designing and implementing electronics and automation curricula?
That's a big one.
This one's all about showing them you understand the field and that you can create a structured learning experience.
Think about courses you've designed.
Okay.
Or maybe courses you contributed to. What were the objectives?
Yeah.
How'd you structure the content?
Right.
What teaching methods did you use?
Be specific here.
Absolutely.
Mention challenges you faced. Any innovative solutions you came up with.
Yeah.
Positive outcomes you achieved.
And try to connect your experience to the specific needs of that school.
Okay.
Show them you've done your research.
Right.
That you understand their goals.
Okay, now a potential follow-up to that could be, how do you ensure your curriculum aligns with industry standards and best practices?
This is where you can mention your involvement with industry organizations, like IEE or IOET.
Gotcha.
Any relevant certifications you hold.
Right. Attending industry events?
Yep.
Participating in those professional development programs? Staying updated on emerging trends.
All great points to bring up.
Show them you're not just teaching from a textbook.
Exactly.
You're actively engaged in the field, bringing real-world knowledge to the classroom.
It's about staying current.
Okay, question number 2.
All right.
How do you stay up to date with the latest advancements in electronics and automation?
This one's about gauging your interest in the field.
Gotcha.
And your commitment to learning.
So don't just say, I read industry publications.
Right. Be specific.
Yeah. Name some blogs, forums, online communities, research journals you follow.
Yeah.
Drop in some recent industry trends.
Okay.
Like the Internet of Things.
Yep.
Or advancements in robotics.
That shows you're paying attention.
Right. And actively engaged in the field.
Exactly.
They might follow up with.
Okay.
Can you describe a specific technology or trend that has particularly caught your attention recently and how you would integrate it into your teaching?
That question.
Yeah, this is your chance to really show off that in-depth knowledge and your passion.
Yep.
Pick something you're genuinely excited about.
Absolutely.
Explain how it connects to the curriculum or how it could inspire your students.
Okay, let's move on to one that assesses your adaptability.
Okay.
And that student-centered approach.
Gotcha.
Can you describe a time when you had to adapt your teaching style to meet the needs of a student with diverse learning needs?
This one's crucial.
It is.
Shows your commitment to inclusive education and your ability to work with different learning styles.
You got to have a specific example already.
Okay.
Maybe a visually impaired student.
Yeah.
Or someone who learns best hands-on.
Right.
Explain the challenge, the adjustments you made, and the positive outcome.
It's about empathy.
Yep.
Your willingness to go the extra mile to create that supportive learning environment for all students.
They might ask you then, how do you assess the diverse learning needs of your students? And how do you tailor your instruction?
Okay.
Here you can talk about different assessment methods.
Gotcha.
Observations, informal check-ins, student self-assessments.
Right.
It's all about recognizing individual learning styles and differentiating your instruction.
Now let's shift gears to one that focuses on connecting theory to practice. How do you integrate real-world applications into your teaching?
This is your time to shine.
Right.
Showcase that creativity. Bring the subject matter to life.
Think about past projects, case studies, field trips you've organized. Explain how those helped connect concepts to practical applications.
And if you can relate those experiences to this specific school, what unique opportunities do they offer?
Good point.
A potential follow-up.
Yeah.
Can you describe a project or activity that you're particularly proud of and why it was successful?
Choose one that highlights your teaching methods.
Yeah.
How you engaged the students, the positive impact it had on their learning.
Question number 5.
Right.
This is all about classroom culture.
Okay.
How do you create a positive learning environment for your students?
This might seem like a soft skill.
It does.
But it's absolutely crucial for effective teaching.
Oh, for sure.
It's about creating a space where students feel safe, respected, motivated to learn.
Think about your strategies.
Right.
Do you encourage open communication? Opportunities for collaboration?
Okay.
Clear expectations and guidelines? Yeah. How do you address conflict or negativity?
A follow-up could be, how do you build rapport with your students and foster a sense of community?
This is where your interpersonal skills come in.
Okay.
How you connect with them. Your dedication to that supportive and inclusive environment.
Right. A positive classroom culture is key to their success.
Absolutely.
Show them you're not just a subject matter expert, but also a skilled facilitator of learning, a champion for your students' well-being.
All right, question number 6.
Okay.
This one focuses on assessment.
Okay.
How do you assess student learning and progress in your courses?
This is about understanding your approach to evaluation and your commitment to student growth.
Don't be afraid to get specific.
Okay.
Talk about different types of assessments, tests, projects, presentations, even practical demonstrations.
Explain how you choose those assessments.
Yeah.
How you provide feedback. How you use assessment data to inform your instruction.
A follow-up could be, how do you ensure your assessments are fair, reliable, and valid?
Okay.
Here you can talk about your knowledge of best practices, your attention to detail, providing accurate and meaningful feedback.
Now this one brings us back to industry trends.
Okay.
How do you incorporate industry trends and developments into your teaching?
This is about staying current and relevant.
Right. But don't just say you attend industry events.
Right. Be specific.
Name those events, conferences, workshops.
Yep.
Talk about new certifications.
Okay.
Like CET, CCST, CAP, CIT, or professional development courses that you've taken to learn new technologies.
You got to show them.
Yeah.
You're actively seeking out ways to stay current.
Okay. A potential follow-up.
Okay.
Can you describe a specific example of how you've incorporated a recent industry trend into your teaching?
Here's where you highlight those innovative methods and your ability to connect the classroom to real-world applications.
Now this next one,
Okay.
can be a bit tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult student
All right.
in your class?
This one's about conflict resolution.
Right.
Classroom management.
Pick a story that showcases your professionalism, your patience, ability to navigate those challenging dynamics.
It's not about blaming anyone.
Right.
It's about maintaining a positive learning environment.
Right.
And addressing those behaviors constructively.
Okay, so a potential follow-up.
Yep.
What strategies do you use to prevent or de-escalate disruptive behavior in your classroom?
You can talk about your proactive approach.
Okay.
Clear expectations. Building a culture of respect and accountability.
All right, question number 9.
Here we go.
This gets into industry alignment.
Okay.
How do you ensure that your teaching aligns with industry standards and best practices?
This one's about your commitment to quality and ongoing professional development.
Mention those organizations you're involved with.
Yep.
Like IE and IOET. Highlight those certifications and trainings you've pursued.
Show them that you're not just teaching, you're contributing to the field.
They could ask, how do you stay informed about changes in industry certifications and licensing requirements?
Okay.
And how do you prepare your students for these credentials?
You can talk about your network, your involvement in organizations, your commitment to giving students the skills they need.
Right. And finally, question number 10.
Right.
Explores your collaborative spirit.
Okay.
Can you describe a time when you had to collaborate with other teachers or staff to achieve a common goal?
Teamwork is essential in education.
Absolutely.
This one's your chance to highlight your ability to work effectively, communicate clearly, contribute to a shared vision.
Think of a specific project or an initiative where collaboration was key.
Maybe you developed a new curriculum or supported a struggling student.
Right. Describe the challenges, the roles each member played, the positive outcomes.
A potential follow-up.
Okay.
What are your preferred methods for communicating and collaborating with colleagues?
You can discuss those communication tools.
Yeah.
Your ability to give and receive feedback. Your commitment to that positive work environment.
A successful teacher rarely works alone.
That's so true.
You got to be a team player.
Yeah.
Someone who values collaboration.
And contributes to a shared mission.
Exactly.
Now let's circle back to RoleCatcher for a sec.
Okay.
We've talked about their tools for building your CV and resume. But what about those tricky application questions?
Oh, yeah, those can be tough.
How can RoleCatcher help someone prepare for those?
Their Copilot feature is a lifesaver.
Okay.
It uses AI to analyze those job requirements and suggest the most effective answers.
So it's like a personalized guide.
It really is.
Helping you tailor your responses to each specific employer.
It goes beyond just suggesting content, though. It can help you refine your delivery.
Wow.
Your presentation style.
You mentioned their video practice feature, right?
Yeah. You can record yourself answering questions and get feedback
on everything.
Tone of voice, body language.
Wow.
It's like a virtual interview coach.
That's awesome.
Giving you personalized insights, suggestions for improvement.
So RoleCatcher isn't just for crafting a CV.
No.
It's for every stage of the job search.
Absolutely.
Now, before we move on, let's touch on a crucial aspect of this career.
Okay.
We've talked about the technical stuff, but being an effective teacher is more than that.
Oh, for sure.
You're not just teaching circuits and programming.
Nope.
You're shaping minds, inspiring futures.
You're igniting passions.
That's powerful.
It is.
It requires a deep understanding of how students learn, how to motivate them, how to create that supportive and engaging environment.
Think about your own experiences.
Yeah.
What teachers inspired you?
What methods resonated with me?
What made those teachers exceptional?
Right.
Reflecting on those experiences can be really helpful.
Okay.
It helps you connect with your own teaching philosophy.
And teaching isn't one size fits all.
No way.
Each student is unique.
Yeah.
You need to be adaptable.
Yeah.
Creative. Compassionate in your approach.
Those interview questions often give you a chance to showcase those qualities.
Yeah. For example, they might ask you to describe a time you worked with a student who was struggling to grasp complex concepts.
This is about empathy and patience. Your ability to individualize your instruction.
Think about a specific student
Yep.
who faced challenges.
What did you do to help them?
Did you break things down? Did you use real-world examples? Did you offer extra support?
Describe what you did and the outcomes.
A potential follow-up could be, what are some common misconceptions or difficulties that students face, and how do you address them?
This shows them you understand the subject matter and can anticipate those learning roadblocks.
Now, this one explores your classroom management skills.
Right.
Can you describe a time when you had to address disruptive behavior in your class?
This isn't about a dramatic showdown.
Right.
It's about maintaining a positive learning environment and addressing those behaviors constructively.
Choose an example that highlights professionalism, clear communication, your commitment to that safe and respectful space.
Focus on the steps you took, the conversations, and the outcome of the situation.
They might ask you, what strategies do you use to establish clear expectations for behavior in your classroom?
You can discuss your classroom management plan, your approach to rule setting, creating a culture of accountability.
Effective classroom management is essential.
Oh, absolutely.
To create that environment where everyone can thrive.
This next one explores professional growth.
Okay.
How do you stay current with the latest teaching methodologies and pedagogical approaches in vocational education?
This shows them you're a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Dedicated to continuous improvement.
Right, but don't just say you attend conferences.
Right.
Be specific.
Name those professional development courses, conferences, books, articles.
We've engaged with. Show them you're actively trying to enhance your skills.
A potential follow-up.
Okay.
Can you describe a specific teaching strategy or approach that you've implemented recently and what impact it had?
This is about your willingness to experiment, to reflect on your practice, and find the most effective methods.
All right, let's tackle one. That assesses your ability to work with parents and guardians. Can you describe a time when you had to communicate with a parent or guardian about a challenging situation involving their child?
This is all about communication and collaboration and a student-centered approach.
Pick an example that shows how you handle those sensitive situations with professionalism, empathy, a focus on finding solutions.
Describe the situation, the steps you took to communicate, the outcome.
A potential follow-up.
Okay.
How do you build strong relationships with parents and guardians, and how do you involve them in their child's education?
Here, you can talk about your communication style, your approachability, that collaborative partnership between school and home.
Now, this one explores the broader educational landscape. What are some of the biggest challenges facing vocational education in electronics and automation today? And how would you address them?
This one tests your awareness of current issues and your ability to think critically.
You might talk about keeping up with technology, attracting and retaining teachers, equitable access to programs, bridging the gap between learning and industry demands.
Don't just list problems, though. Offer solutions.
How would you advocate for more resources? How would you promote diversity and inclusion? How would you ensure your curriculum stays relevant?
This shows your passion for vocational education, your leadership potential, your commitment to making a positive impact.
And a possible follow-up.
Yeah.
What are your long-term goals as an electronics and automation vocational teacher?
This is where you express your aspirations, your vision for the future of vocational education.
Now let's switch gears to a question about your assessment practices.
All right.
Describe your approach to evaluating student learning in a hands-on technical field, like electronics and automation.
Show them you understand the challenges of practical skills. Traditional tests might not be enough.
Talk about performance-based assessments, portfolio reviews, simulations that mimic real-world work.
Explain how you give feedback that's specific and constructive. Help them identify areas to improve.
A follow-up could be, how do you use assessment data to inform your instruction and ensure progress?
This is about your ability to analyze data, identify strengths and weaknesses, adjust your approach.
All right, this one's about emerging technologies.
Okay.
How do you incorporate emerging technologies like 3D printing or robotics into your teaching?
This is about showing them you're on the cutting edge, that you're bringing those innovations to the classroom.
Talk about specific projects, workshops, partnerships to provide access to those technologies.
Explain how they enhance the experience, engage students, prepare them for the future.
They might ask then, what emerging technology are you most excited about?
Okay.
And how do you see it impacting the future?
This lets you showcase your passion, your forward-thinking approach, and your ability to inspire students to embrace innovation.
Now let's address safety and ethical considerations. How do you incorporate safety procedures and ethical considerations into your teaching?
This is crucial in any technical field.
You're right.
Got to take it seriously.
Talk about the protocols.
Yep.
Emphasize responsible use of technology. How do you address ethical dilemmas?
This is about instilling responsibility and ethical awareness.
A follow-up could be,
okay,
can you describe a specific ethical challenge you've discussed with your students and how you facilitated that conversation?
This shows them you can engage students in thoughtful discussions about the impact of technology. You're fostering critical thinking and their sense of social responsibility.
As an electronics and automation teacher, you're shaping innovators.
We are.
And problem solvers.
Right.
What strategies do you use to motivate students who aren't engaged or interested in the subject matter?
This one's about understanding those learning styles and differentiating your instruction, reaching every student.
Talk about strategies you've used.
Okay.
Connecting to their interests, hands-on activities, real-world examples, opportunities to collaborate.
Creating that positive and supportive environment where everyone feels valued.
A follow-up could be, how do you assess student engagement and identify those who need support?
This is about your observation skills, reading those nonverbal cues, reaching out to those who are struggling.
Student engagement is crucial for learning.
Absolutely.
Now, this one's about diversity and inclusion. How do you create a classroom environment that is inclusive and welcoming to students from all backgrounds and cultures?
This highlights diversity, equity, and inclusion. Talk about your strategies. Incorporating diverse perspectives, using inclusive language, fostering respectful dialogue, celebrating different cultures, addressing bias.
Show them you understand representation, that you're creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected.
A possible follow-up. Can you describe a specific example of how you've addressed bias or discrimination? This shows how you handle those sensitive situations, create that safe and equitable environment.
You have a responsibility as an educator to create a classroom that reflects the diversity of society.
Host speaker. And prepare students for a globalized world.
Describe a time you had to adjust your lesson plan. Or your teaching approach based on unexpected circumstances.
This is about flexibility. Problem solving. Thinking on your feet.
Maybe a piece of equipment breaks. Or a guest speaker cancels last minute. Or a student has an emergency. Choose a story that shows your ability to stay calm. Find creative solutions. Keep the learning going.
Even when things go wrong.
Describe what happened, the challenges, the adjustments you made, and the positive outcome.
They might ask, what strategies do you use to stay organized and prepared so you can adapt to unexpected situations?
So this is about planning and time management.
It is.
And prioritizing and making adjustments.
In the classroom, you got to be flexible.
Describe a time you had to collaborate with a colleague or administrator to address a challenge involving a student.
Teamwork communication. Student-centered approach.
Pick a story that shows your ability to work with others. Advocate for your students, find solutions.
Maybe working with a counselor or a parent or even an administrator to get more resources.
Describe the situation, everyone's roles, the communication, the positive outcome.
And a potential follow-up. What are your preferred methods for communicating and collaborating with colleagues?
talk about communication tools, giving and receiving feedback, creating a positive work environment.
Remember, a successful teacher isn't working alone.
That's right.
Show them you're a team player.
All right, back to lifelong learning.
Okay.
How do you stay informed about changes in industry standards and certifications related to electronics and automation?
This is about showing your commitment to staying current.
Okay.
And preparing your students for the workforce.
Discuss the publications you read, the organizations you belong to, the conferences you attend.
Show them you're not just teaching from a textbook. You're teaching to the real world.
They could ask, how do you incorporate those certifications and credentials into your curriculum?
Okay.
And how do you support students in preparing for those exams?
Talk about how you align your curriculum. Provide practice opportunities. Connect them with mentors.
Okay. Now, for some self-reflection, how do you assess your own teaching effectiveness?
All right.
And identify areas for improvement?
This one's about self-awareness and that commitment to continuous improvement.
Reflecting on your practice.
Talk about the strategies you use. Student feedback surveys, peer observations, even video recordings.
Explain how you analyze that data and identify areas to grow.
A potential follow-up. Can you describe a specific area where you received feedback and made changes? This shows you're willing to learn to grow as a teacher.
Right. The best teachers are always learning.
Exactly.
Show them you're dedicated to that.
And finally, what excites you most about teaching here?
Okay. This is your closing statement.
It is.
Wrap things up on a positive note.
Show them you've done your research, that you're genuinely interested.
Talk about their reputation. Their programs, their environment.
Maybe their commitment to diversity.
Show them why you want to work there. And how you can contribute.
A good follow-up. What questions do you have for us?
This is your chance to get more info.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah, you're getting to know them too.
Now, before we wrap up,
okay,
remember, these are just examples.
Right.
Every interview is different. But be prepared. Think about your experiences, your skills, your values.
And articulate them clearly.
Exactly.
And let your passion shine through. That's what they're looking for.
Okay, so we've explored the qualities of a teacher. Delved into those interview questions. Even uncovered some tips on using RoleCatcher.
It's all about preparation. Authenticity. A passion for teaching.
You're well equipped to ace that interview.
I think so.
And to start a fulfilling career.
Absolutely.
Best of luck in your job search.
Yeah.
And remember, you have the potential to make a real difference.
We've covered a lot today.
We have.
From technical expertise to teaching methods. But teaching is about connecting with people.
Absolutely.
It's about igniting curiosity, nurturing a love of learning, empowering students to reach their full potential.
In that interview room, let your passion and enthusiasm shine through.
Okay.
Show them your skills, but also show them your heart.
Because that's what makes a great teacher.
Exactly.
Someone who inspires and empowers the next generation.
Someone who truly makes a difference. Yeah.
All right, so before we wrap up, I want to touch on RoleCatcher again.
Oh, yeah, those AI-powered tools.
They can really make a difference in your job search.
For sure. We talked about how they can help you build a standout CV by analyzing those job descriptions, picking out those keywords and skills.
But it's more than that, right?
Way more.
The Copilot feature, it's got to be so helpful.
For tackling those application questions.
The ones that always throw you off.
Exactly. Copilot uses AI to figure out what each job needs and suggests how to answer those questions.
Like a personal guide.
It really is.
And the video practice.
Oh, yeah.
You can record yourself answering questions, get feedback on your delivery, your body language.
It's like having a coach right there with you.
Yeah, helping you refine your style.
And boost that confidence.
So RoleCatcher's got your back.
Through the whole process.
Every step of the way.
As we wrap up this deep dive.
I want to leave you with one last thought.
Okay.
We talked about a lot today.
We did.
Technical stuff, teaching methods.
What?
Teaching is about connecting with people.
Yeah.
It's about that spark.
That curiosity.
Nurturing a love for learning.
Helping those students.
Empowering them to reach their full potential.
When you walk into that interview room. Remember that.
Let your passion shine through.
Okay.
Show them your skills, yes. But also show them your heart.
Because that's what makes a great teacher.
That connection, that passion.
Inspiring the next generation.
And as technology keeps advancing.
Yeah, it's moving fast.
think about how you can help those students. Not just master those tools, but use them ethically, responsibly to make the world a better place.